Guys, Will here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing the all-new 2025 Genesis GV80 3.5T Prestige.
And a big thanks to Genesis of Clearwater for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to your inventory below, and if you're looking for a new premium car or SUV in the Clearwater area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out.
And for those of you guys who don't know, the GV80 has been Genesis mid-size luxury crossover SUV since 2021. Receiving a facelift this year for 2025, featuring a new grille, updated headlights shared with the new G90, and a couple of other minor exterior changes, including new wheel options and a glossy or matte star green paint color. Inside, the GV80 gets 3 new colors and a new massive 27-inch joint digital gauge display and infotainment screen. The 2025 GV80 is available in 7 trims, ranging from the $58,000 base 2.5T up to the $79,000 3.5T Prestige that we have here. What else we get for that money? Let's jump right in. So really premium looking front end styling. The new grille, it's a very subtle difference compared to the outgoing one, but as you see, there's slots going through each and every line in the grille, making it look a lot sleeker. And these headlamps, basically shared with the new G90, also making this front end look a lot more premium. These headlamps have a 10-piece LED with an LED turn signal and LED daytime running light. We get full front parking sensing, panel housing our advanced safety features, and a forward-facing camera, helping us out with 360. Genesis logo up front, functional airflow in each corner with pretty solid airflow for the radiator up top and intercooler down below. The wheel and tire setup, as you mentioned, we get new wheel options for the 2025 Genesis GV80, and these are no exception. We get these massive 22s wrapped in Michelin Primacy Tour all-season tires, dimensions being 265/40 R22s, absolutely massive wheels with a gunmetal gray and silver contrast. All body color trim for the wheel well area. We get this chrome and LED contrast in this upper fender area. The mirrors have a camera on it, not only helping us out with 360, but also giving us the blind spot cameras, which we'll check out once we take this car out for a drive. We get 4-door smart access chrome surrounding the window trim, solid tints with a little bit of additional chrome down below. Chrome roof rails, 2 massive panoramic moonroof with a shark fin style antenna. The window sticker, hopefully you guys can pick it up, on this 2025 GV80 3.5T Prestige all-wheel drive. With a $79,300 base price, you guys can pause, take a look at the massive amount of standard features here. Accessories, $395 for the illuminated door sill plates, $1,350 for the destination, totaling us out a tick over $81,000, which, as you'll see, considering the options and features and overall comfort this vehicle has, that is a very friendly base price, or actual total price. Anyway, fuel economy, a tick under 20 combined MPG, 16 in the city, 22 in the highway. It's not the best, but definitely not the worst, considering a near 400 horsepower twin turbo 3.5 liter V6, which requires premium fuel, as you see. Carburat Super Recommande, not quite sure what language that's in, but it's there on the gas cap. Full LED taillights, turn signals, and reverse lights. GV80 has a smoke theme in the corner. Genesis is reflective in the center. 4-wheel drive, 3.5T blacked out. The wiper isn't housed with the 3rd brake light up top. I kind of wish it was, but still looks fine. We get the smart trunk hatch release and the button for the hatch release also on the wiper. Additional camera for the digital rear view mirror. Mentioned the rear parking sensing, reverse lights in the center down below. Shout out Fitzgerald Genesis, or Genesis of Clearwater, for helping make this review possible. The exhaust tips in the lower corner really hidden away. And speaking of the exhaust tips, let's fire up this twin turbo 3.5 liter V6 and hear how she sounds. All right, guys, that was the sound of the 3.5 liter twin turbo V6 sold by Genesis for the 2025 GV80, and it sounds pretty good, cranking out 375 horsepower, 391 pound-feet of torque. Made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission with all-wheel drive. You can expect this 5,100-pound mid-size sedan to get to 60 in the low 5-second range, making it a no-joke performer. And considering how luxurious and comfortable this vehicle is, that is a really healthy amount of power with a very smooth power delivery. We We get strut tower braces too to stiffen up the handling a little bit, just so this vehicle doesn't feel as loopy as a lot of other just pure luxury SUVs, giving this vehicle a little bit of a sporty dynamic to it. Not a whole lot of a sporty dynamic, as you'll see, but enough to compete with vehicles like BMW with their X5. Anyway, taking a step inside with around $80,000 total price, let's see what we get. Didn't mention, of course, blind spot monitoring on the glass. Up top, we get leather stitching, white contrast stitch, and it's all Napa leather throughout this interior, making it one of the most premium per dollar. The X5 we just reviewed in this channel had almost the same base price as this vehicle, while still having the vinyl synthetic leather interior. Here, Napa leather. We get genuine wood trim, leather for the center, 2-person memory seats, 3 Bang & Olufsen speakers on the door panel with genuine leather stitching for your knee will often hit, and a nice soft armrest. We get 4-window auto one touch, lock and unlock, power folding mirrors, 4-way adjustable mirrors. The materials down here is soft touch, and it'll fit a foot long down there with no problem. 24-ounce water bottle. Illuminated Genesis nameplate as we step inside. That's the only option in this vehicle outside of the standard equipment that we get from all of the Prestige all-wheel drive 3.5Ts. The seats are Napa leather as well, diamond stitch, perforated, heated, and ventilated, fully adjustable. You have massage seat function, 4-way lumbar control, adjustable bolsters, and thigh support with recline, drop, lift, and slide as well. Taking a step inside, we can really check it out. So foot on the brake, engine start stop, which is crystal, and everything fires right to life. So as you guys can see, this thing is absolutely loaded. We get the all new 27-inch screen. It is massive. The steering wheel is thick. We get contrast leather stitching. 9-3 fits perfect. 10-2 has a decent little notch leather stitching for the horn area. The horn itself, pretty loud and aggressive. Not the loudest because of the absolutely ridiculous sound isolation in this SUV. The windows are dual pane and with the active noise cancellation, as you'll see throughout this test drive. It's just definitely one of the quietest SUVs in the segment. On the left side, we get our radar cruise control with active lane keep assist. We have our skip controls and our infotainment adjustments. Speaking of infotainment adjustments, right now we're looking at current trip. We can see our advanced safety features screen, traffic sign recognition, and map. On the right side, you have your touch sensor where you can browse all the widgets on the right side. Speaking of the widgets, let's check them out. Right now, we're looking at current trip. You see auto start or auto stop since last reset, and right down to since refueling. See music, turn-by-turn assist, power distribution, since refueling, right back to where we started. My personal favorite would be the power distribution, so we'll leave it there. You can hang up and answer your phone calls, favorites, voice commands, volume adjustment, and the return for the digital gauge display. The stocks, really satisfying click, and as you see, we get the blind spot cameras, so you can see everything in your blind spot when you activate your turn signal. Really useful for new drivers, especially for an SUV costing around $80K. Definitely nice to keep it as safe as possible. Aluminum paddle shifters, you get the sensor for the eyes for the driver, genuine wood trim all throughout the dashboard for this interior, power tilt and telescoping steering column. We get our traction control you can disable, hill descent control, interior brightness, L-Tron parking brake, trunk release, and hopefully you get a good look at the pedals. The dashboard is all leather stitched too, heads up display, hopefully you can pick it up on camera. Genesis does a very solid heads up display. The touchscreen over here, it's not separate from the digital gauge display, making it look extremely premium. There's a plastic cover on here, so keep that in mind. The response is still unbelievably good. You do have to actually use a little bit of effort to actually turn it, but you guys can see everything that is potentially available. Let's check out the map real quick. Takes a second to load up, but as you see, excellent display, and it integrates super flushly with the digital gauge display. Response is fantastic, just like Genesis of the past, but this new infotainment screen is a noticeable improvement. The home screen, as you guys saw, if you didn't see, hopefully you can pick it all up with our 3D setup in the corner. It does take a pretty solid amount of heft to get this thing moving. With the 3D setup, you can see your door, lights, wheels, all of that. You can also see inside. Let's do that. See inside. Cool. And you can adjust the heads-up display, the cluster, vehicle settings, climate, seat, and you can see the outside with a click of a button. That's a really cool way to have all the adjustments. You can see exactly where you're adjusting and what you're adjusting with a display. I know a lot of people are visual learners. That definitely helps you out. That's about it though, guys. My personal favorite would just be the map, so we'll leave it there. Beneath that, more of that wood trim, air vents running all throughout underneath it, and shortcuts for the infotainment. Next to our volume dial, map, nav, radio, media, hazard, seek, track, favorite, setup, and tune. Beneath that, we have our climate menu. It's all touch sensitive, but it's all in the same spot, and it stays just like this at all times, so you will get used to it. So the touch sensors I will not knock, especially since the actual volume control, or not volume, climate control, temperature control is right here with a hard dial. Heated and ventilated front seats, vent controls, heated steering wheel, fragrance too. That's a nice feature for a premium SUV. So you add the fragrance and it comes in through the air vents. Wireless phone charger, 2 USB-C ports, 12 volt, and a genuine wood cover for it. Back home menu with a dial, so you don't have to get fingerprints all over this massive touchscreen. Auto hold, gear selector for the 8-speed auto transmission. Backup camera, let's check it out. 360, front and rear parking sensing, guidance lines and trajectory. Really crisp display. You can check out different views for the backup camera, blind spot views, and a full backup view. 360, you can check it out with a click of a button. You can go all around your 2025 Genesis GV80. You can't check out the forward-facing screen while you're in reverse. I guess that kind of makes sense. Throwing right back into park, we can check out our button for the parking camera, and this allows us to access the forward-facing screen. So pressing the forward-facing screen, there's no guidance lines or trajectory, but you can see everything that you got going on in front of you. You click that park button one more time, and it returns us right back to the previous screen. 2 cup holders, you'll fit 24, possibly 32-ounce bottles. You can turn off your parking sensors, drive modes. Our drive modes include Sport, Comfort, Eco, My Mode, and Snow. We'll start the review off in Comfort, try out Sport, maybe try out Eco too, and just see what the differences are. Center differential lock, and you can turn off the auto engine start stop, which we will for the purpose of this review. We have some pretty soft materials for where your knee will often hit. I wish it would be like leather stitch or a little bit softer, but it is still a more premium material than hard plastic. We get stitching for the center console armrest. To open it up, you press a button. Not the largest. I would expect you to fit just some car accessories. I'd probably fit like 5 or 6 wallets in there, but really not a whole lot more than that. The glove box, we can pull this latch. It's damped, lined, and felt, and it's decently spacious. You'll fit probably 15 license plates in there. A pair of shoes should fit with no problem. More of that soft-ish material above it, and leather stitching for the dashboard. We mentioned a digital rear view mirror. You can see the digital rear view. It's auto dimming, 3 garage home link settings, and the adjustments for the digital rear view mirror. We get the Alcantara headliner too. We can check out our interior lighting. It's LED. Sunglass holder, also cool. We can open up the shade for this massive panoramic moonroof, and it folds within itself. Pretty cool design, and the glass follows it. The front glass goes above the second panel of glass, so it does stick out a little like a sore thumb, but very large opening, well into the second row of space. We can poke our way out of here. Beautiful day today in Clearwater, Florida, sunny and 90 degrees according to this 2025 GV80. We'll shut this glass right up. The shade will follow it, so we'll open it so when we hop out back, you guys can see how much light is brought into the cabin. There we go. Leave the shade open, and that's about it for the front seat of this 2025 Genesis GV80. Let's hop out back, see how much space is offered back here, as well as the overall quality of the material. So up top, leather stitching, sunshades too. It's a power sunshade too, so when you press the window control, the sunshade goes up and down. Very premium touch, genuine wood beneath it, aluminum door handle, 3 Bang & Olufsen speakers on the rear door panel too. Nice soft touch material for the armrest. Of course, Auto One touch for the rear glass as well. You may be able to fit a foot long in there. Definitely a 6-inch sub Genesis illuminated aluminum nameplate as we step inside. The rear seats are perforated quilted leather, heated and ventilated second row seats with full power adjustments. The legroom looks solid and it's adjustable, so if that's not enough legroom, you can slide the seat back and forth. But taking a step inside, I'm a little bit over 6 feet tall, sitting behind my seat settings, and as it sits, I have about 4 inches of knee room. When the seat gets pulled all the way to its furthest back setting, now I have about maybe 5 inches of knee room. Headroom with the moonroof, I got about 1.5 inches. So if you're under 6'6", 6'7", you should be comfortable in the back of a GV80 with no problem, just like the 2025 X5 we just reviewed in this channel. Very comparable amount of space, but this just feels a step above when it comes to comfort. Mat pockets behind both the front seats, full 3rd zone climate control. I kind of wish there was a 4-zone climate with adjustability for each side, but that's such a nitpicky complaint. 3rd zone climate, heated and ventilated 2nd row seats. Charge ports include 2 USB-C ports and a 115 volt 150 watt AC outlet. You can adjust the 2nd row or 1st row from the 2nd row. You can't do that to the driver's seat. It's probably a pretty safe touch, but it's a nice feature. So if you need a little bit more space, the backseat passenger can adjust it. You can also recline the seat. I'll show you guys how far the seat reclines. In its full recline mode, I got like 7-8 inches before my head hits the ceiling. I could definitely sleep in the back seat of this 2025 GV80. It is seriously comfortable. That's about it though, guys, for the 2nd row. Let's hop out in the cargo space, see how much space is offered back there, and then take this 2025 Genesis GV80 out for a drive. I keep remembering that the button to open up the trunk is on the wiper, but the cargo space back here is solid. The opening's a little bit high at 6 feet tall. My knee is about 6 inches below the opening. So if you have older or smaller pets, they may have a tougher time hopping back here, but the overall space is impressive. I'll leave a link right here, show you exactly how much space is offered back here. Secret storage, you got to lift up this carpet to access it, and as you see, really not a whole lot. It's where we're keeping our cargo cover. You take the cargo cover out, I'd expect you to fit 1, maybe 2 small backpacks in that secret storage compartment. You can fold the 2nd row seats down 40-40-20. You do so, I would expect you to fit an 85 to 90 inch TV back here. This is a large cargo space. You get 2 additional Bang & Olufsen speakers back here too. It is a really solid sound system, electrical controls to fold the 2nd row seats down, and a 12 volt 180 watt right next to it. Nice little pocket for a grocery bag. That's about it though, guys, for the cargo space. You have 2 buttons to drop the lift gate. This button on the left drops it, this button on the right drops it and locks the SUV. We don't need a lock, so we'll press the button on the left. It gives you a second to take a step back, so if you have grocery bags, you don't have to worry about getting doofed in the head. And that's about it for the inside and outside of this all-new updated 2025 Genesis GV80. At 80,000 bucks, we are creeping up there in price, but with about 400 horsepower, some of the nicest materials in the business, an impressive sound system, and a stylish updated exterior, and a massive updated 27-inch touchscreen. But with almost 400 horsepower, as we mentioned, 375 horse, 391 pound-feet of torque, let's take this 2025 top-of-the-line Genesis GV80 Prestige out for a drive and see what it's got. All right, guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the all-new 2025 updated Genesis GV80. Let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. My first impressions, the ride is just unbelievable. You don't feel anything when it comes to bumps. And these are the 22s. You can get this SUV with 20s, which will add fatter sidewall tires, which will probably absorb the bumps even better. And as you'll see once you take it out on the road, absolutely silent. Steering in comfort mode, buttery, silky smooth, yet nice, direct, and responsive. There's not a whole lot of play on center. As soon as you turn the wheel, the SUV immediately responds. Running over these bumps is ridiculous, the ride quality. Huge bump coming up right here. Like, you definitely feel a little bit because it's a massive crater, but the way that it absorbs it is so ridiculously calm. Taking a step out here, lean into it about a third of the way. Ooh. Wow. To about 3,600 RPM, it rips. We can take a step out here, lean into it about halfway. Oh. Yeah, this is a really quick SUV. Lane keep assist, you can definitely feel it doing its job. Looks like I'm approaching a gated community, so I'll turn around and I'll catch right back with you. This actually should be a good opportunity to try out a real-world turning radius test, see if this GV80 can make it. This is a tight turning radius. Wow. Also looks like a good opportunity to try one out off the line. Let's throw it into sport mode. Okay, sport mode, steering does tighten up a little bit in sport. And on the gas. Boost. Woo. Yeah, it picks up speed well. Doesn't blow you away. The X5 we just reviewed in this channel is definitely quicker. not a whole lot, maybe about half a second quicker to 60, which isn't the biggest deal. I mean, considering how much more comfortable this SUV is. It's still really torquey. The way this motor builds the power, it's not a screamer up top like the B58 from BMW is, but the low to mid range, and that's where you're going to be 99.9% of the time driving this car. That low to mid range is really, really solid. Also, depending on the drive mode and sport mode, it tightens the bolsters up to keep you hugged in the seat a little bit more. Comfort relaxes the bolsters, and as you throw into eco, it puts it into the most relaxed bolstering mode. The steering's in its most relaxed mode, the throttle's in its most relaxed mode. This is about half throttle in eco mode. Hopefully we have enough passing power to get in front of this guy. Lean into it a little bit more. Like, wow, eco really numbs the throttle down pretty significantly. If you're just driving in the city trying to get the best gas mileage, I'd recommend leaving it in eco mode. But me personally, let's close it off in sport. Throwing it in, steering feels solid, looks like we're good. About half throttle. Oh yeah, guys, this thing rips. If you're looking for a top level luxury performance SUV, you're okay with doing 60 in around 5 to 5.5 seconds. You don't want to be around 4.5. That's fine. What you care about is having the smooth power delivery and every feature option you can possibly want or need, while having the most comfortable driving experience in a midsize SUV. If that's what you're looking for, guys, I would 100% recommend checking out the 2025 Genesis GV80. This quite literally might be the best luxury SUV available today for the money. And a big thanks to Genesis of Clearwater for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to their inventory below, and if you're looking for a new premium car or SUV in the Clearwater area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out. And a huge thanks to all you guys for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel is just not possible without you, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too. It really helps me out, the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you want to see reviewed on this channel, and I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.